The best two words in high school sports, Championship Saturday. This is the second game we're bringing to you live from Salem Stadium on the NFHS Network. Marquez Davila, Tim Blank, Braden Overstreet, and Matt Tiedrick bringing you all the action today. After seeing the Class 1A champions crowned, what do these two teams need to do to secure the 2A state championship?
So Central Woodstock, essentially, we talked about before in the previous game, you got to act like you've been here before. You got to do the right things. You can't have the dumb penalties, you know. You can't be doing negative yardage plays. You got to run north-south. You got to do the efficient things, how to play, all three stages of the game well. For Graham, they've been here before, so they just got to do all the right things when they've been in this situation. They can't be too high, can't be too low. Got to be in that middle area. Both teams just have to level out the minor things, and I think they'll both have positive games. Either way, it's going to be a nice matchup for both teams. It's Saturday night lights right now, so you can't ask for any better atmosphere.
The sun will go completely down by the time we're probably midway through the first quarter, and as we see Central come out here and they're getting ready to go. It's going to be a great afternoon right here in an evening, and again the final game of the season right here, guys. I mean, this is it until next August.
And we talked about it before, boys. History will be made in some form or fashion. Either Graham goes 15-0 the first time in program history and wins a state championship for Class 2A, or the Falcons of Woodstock win their first ever state championship in football program history. So stay with us right here as we're going to be kicking off here shortly underway as we see Woodstock taking the field here. They'll be in the white, blue numbers, and the golden domers. You'll love to see it as the lights are in full effect as we just await the arrival of the Graham G-men, who are still in the visiting locker room, almost getting ready to go. But there is a lot at stake here, and we saw in a state championship game that we just called between Riverheads and George Wythe, it's not over until the clock hits triple zeros. There may be a time where you might be down 2, 3, 4 scores, but it's all about perseverance and who finishes at the end of the day.
Right. You just got to overcome adversity. You can't let the stage get too big for you. I know that can be kind of difficult sometimes. Emotions can get high. You can't let those things get to you. You just got to play the game that you know. You just got to have fun with your brothers, man. You played all year. You probably started some of them since June. I mean, a lot of them probably even winter, spring workouts. I mean, so you're playing, having those winter workout or summer workouts from June all the way till now. Just enjoy it and have fun, man. Yeah,
no, there's no two ways about that right here. And I think that the G-men are certainly looking forward to this one as they are coming out here and hoping that they can accomplish this. Again, Graham High School from Bluefield, Virginia, right on the border with West Virginia. As they come on out right here, and they are just we're moments away from kickoff here.
And boys, you gotta love those unis that they've got right there. Shades of VMI for you fans of college football. They've got the gray with the yellow trim and the red numbers with the red helmets with the yellow trim as well. This one's going to be a great one as we got the coin toss right now. We'll introduce the captains for Graham. Number 1, Braden Watkins. Number 8, Chris Edwards. Number 52, Cody Dolan. And number 96, doesn't seem like he's listed, but if we'll get that. For Woodstock on the other end, we've got number 77, Benji Mullins. Number 54, that's Gage Lewis. And number 40, Tyler Forbes. So as we await the results of the coin toss.
Once again for Central, number 6, Ben Walters. Number 14, Elijah.
And it looks like they won the toss. That being the Falcons, they will defer, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. So Graham will start the contest off in this 2A state championship with the possession. So that'll be interesting to see. As I mentioned before, Graham is one of the best teams in all of the state of Virginia, and this is one of the best teams that they've had in a really, really long time. They came up just short last year against King William in the state final, but this year they've got a chance to do something that's never been done, go 15-0 and put a cherry on top. As you can see, it says right there, put a ring on it. that is exactly what they're looking to do today, and that is a really nice banner that they've got there that's about to be ripped into shreds.
It's always one of the best things that you could see in high school football. Put all that work into it, but it's something that's for motivation and everything as they wait for it. Now we're going to go on ahead, step aside right here for the playing of our national anthem.
With that conclusion of our national anthem, boys, it's almost game time, and we've got two almost packed stands. Graham and Woodstock really bringing the energy here early, and we saw in the first game that led to a few penalties because of the loudness, and they just weren't really in rhythm just yet. But as I mentioned before, Graham will start off with the football in this one, and kicking off will be Central Woodstock.
Taking a look at how these teams got here in the region finals. Poquoson knocked off the defending state champions in King William. Central Woodstock beat Strasburg to win their region. Appomattox County defeated Glenvar to win their region. And Graham defeated Ridgeview to win that region. In the state semifinals, Central Woodstock won 37-10 over Poquoson. And Graham won 36-20 over Appomattox County to earn themselves a spot here in Salem this afternoon.
So here we go, boys. Getting ready to kick off for Central is number 2, Luciano Retrosi. And back deep to receive for Graham, number 5. That's Tydres Clements. We'll be hearing his name a lot this evening as he is one of the ball players for this G-Men and a huge part of how they got here to 14-0 in the Class 2A state championship.
We're just about ready to kick this one off here once they get 12 minutes up on the clock, and there it goes.
So here we go as we've got 12 minutes times 4 to see who's going to be crowned the Class 2A state championship. And Graham off the opening kickoff, that's number 8. That's Chris Edwards. Gets a nice kickoff return, and they've got good field position to start this one off. Let's see how this Graham offense, who averages about 40 points a game, very impressive on the high school level no matter which division you're in. And they are going to be really hard to stop, led by captain, senior Braden Meadows, the 5'9 quarterback. He's got one receiver split to the left, one receiver out in the shotgun formation. Meadows' first play is handed off, and they smell that one right from the start. That's Tydres Clements. He's going to get taken down for a loss on the first play. You see the Falcons aggressive on the defensive end.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better start there defensively if you're Central Woodstock. Able to sniff that one out. You know that Clements is going to be your guy to key on this in this game. Good way to stop right there. That's got to give you some confidence.
Twins right. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Ball on the 37, and we're going to have our first penalty, guys, as it looks like a full start on the G-men. They'll back them up 5 more.
Yeah, I like it, man. Central Woodstock, they're playing aggressive here. Already showing some early blitzes right now. I like it.
And just like the last championship game we called here on the NFHS Network, we get a penalty to start the game, essentially here on the second play from scrimmage for the G-men. So it'll be 2nd and 15, ball on the 32. We've got 11 minutes and 24 seconds here to go in this Class 2A state championship.
Here in these next couple plays, you just want to get the jitters out. You know, just want to play your game that you know how to play.
So it's Clemens and Meadows back in the shotgun. We've got a man in motion for the G-men, and it's another handoff to Clemens, and he gets gobbled up. Great tackle there to start off by James Blend, the 6'1 senior for the Falcons. He was in there early.
It's a great job right there by the Central Woodstock defensive tackles. They saw the two pulling players right there, the two offensive linemen for Graham. They ended up filling that gap and slipped right through them and were able to make the play.
And now it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 14, ball on the 33 for the Graham G-men. They split 2 receivers out to the right, 2 receivers to the left. And Meadows can sling it. Here he goes, Meadows. Nice ball, wide open. It's a catch. The 20, the 15, the 10. Touchdown, G-men. As Braden Watkins on a pass from Braden Meadows on 3rd and 14 goes for 6. Oh my goodness, what a play to start this one off.
Just what a pass right there. In stride, on the money. Just after he beats his defenders right there, you can't ask for anything better.
And boys, that was Braden to Braden, so we'll go to our Braden here. What'd you think about that one?
Man, Central Woodstock only sent 3 defenders right there on the pass rush. He had all day right there to throw that beautiful dot, and man, it paid off for him. Beautiful touchdown. They're up 6 points, about to go up 7 here if they make this one.
Oh my goodness, what a way to start off the state championship, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute bomb there from Braden to Braden. And it's 7-0 early, G-men. We'll take a quick break here on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Welcome back, everyone, live on the NFHS Network from Willis White Field. We've got the Class 2A state championship for you, and the G-men of Graham High School from Bluefield, Virginia, strike first after a 70-yard touchdown on 3rd and 15, as the kickoff is going to be fielded and tackled right away, received by Jake Boyce, and he got tackled by a group of G-men, but man, what an absolute dime that was from the senior Braden Meadows to Braden Watkins. A 70-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and 15. That might be the play of Championship Saturday. Still a lot of ball game to be played, but that was absolutely beautiful.
I mean, you do not see passes that well thrown at the high school level every day, but that was something special right there. No two ways about it.
And hope you got all of that one, thanks to the camera work by our guy, Matt Tiedrick. He is really keeping us here on live and afloat. And under center now will be the Falcons of Woodstock. Let's see how they respond. First play is a pitch out to the right side. And we're going to have the first flag. And let's see what they're calling that one. The play was to Elijah Barahona. And it's going to be holding, so they're going to go 10 yards back. And man, boys, this place is rocking after that 70-yard touchdown pass we just witnessed on 3rd and 14. But it's all about how you respond to adversity in these moments right here in the state championship game. This is the first time Central could secure a state championship in program history. On the other end, Graham fighting for their 4th state championship, but the first one where they've gone all the way 15-0. Yeah, that's on the line today. So now it's 1st and 22, ball on the 23-yard line. 10 minutes and counting here in quarter number 1 of this Class 2A state championship. And back under center is going to be Nick Barahona. His brother Elijah Barahona is the running back, so we've got another brother-to-brother backfield just like we did in the last game.
It's amazing what you discover.
Wow, and the first carry after the first play was blown dead is going to go from Barahona to Barahona once again. Ben to Nick on that one. So it's now 2nd and 10, ball on the 23-yard line, 9 minutes and 35 seconds and counting in this Class 2A state championship in the first quarter, 7-0, thanks to a 70-yard touchdown pass from Braden Meadows to Braden Watkins. Two seniors, they know what time it is, and they're trying to get that ring. So we've got 3 receivers split out to the right. Under center is Barahona, and he's going to take it and throw on the run. Intercepted by Braden Watkins, who just scored the touchdown, and that young man is having himself a ball game to start.
Man, he's just a ball hawk right there. Ball was underthrown a little bit right there, and he just took advantage of it. He about took a house call right there, but hey, excellent job right now. He's truly an excellent player.
Wasn't that far away from being a pick six right there, but Watkins, and he is already just showing to be one of the best players in this game right here.
The senior captain, 6'1", listed at 180. Not only did he just catch a 70-yard touchdown pass, he just got an interception. And man, we're just 3 minutes into this one, boys. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter of the Class 2A state championship. Graham now takes over in absolutely perfect field position. And it's going to be a direct snap right up the middle. He bounces it outside. The 10, he stretches. Touchdown, Graham. The G-men go back-to-back in their first 2 possessions, and now it's 13-0 after the direct snap right to the hand of Ty Dress Clements, and we knew we were going to be calling his name, but it was when we were going to call him for 6.
Couldn't ask for a better start, man, for Graham. Holy cow. I mean, being able to come out of the gate like that, being able to score, and then now interception, already get a turnover on the board in the first quarter. I mean, to be able to capitalize like that and be up by 2 scores right now at the first quarter in the game is insane.
It is now 14-0 after the extra point, and the G-men have the Falcons by the throat in this one already to start. We're going to keep it right here as we have seen 2 touchdowns, a turnover in just 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting started. Fasten your seatbelts because we're not going anywhere. We still got 3 more quarters and the 9 minutes in this first quarter to go. We could see an absolute shootout or a shutout, either one. We're just blessed to be here on the NFHS Network bringing you the action live today between the Falcons and the G-Men for the Class 2A state championship. Man, you hear how loud it is? I feel like I'm actually on the field, and we just have a window open with a crowd mic. I feel like the crowd is in the booth with us.
No, definitely. The folks that made the trip over here from Bluefield out here for this game certainly making their presence known. Again, both fan bases, both schools only about a little less than 2 hours away from here. Woodstock, of course, right up north on I-81, and Bluefield, you got to go a little bit further south and a little bit west out near the Virginia border in order to get to where that was.
Our guy Tim Blank there with the demographics. He's been everywhere almost in the state of Virginia where a state championship has been held. You can count on Tim to be there and do more than one job. As this kick is pooched and fair caught right at the 27-yard line by number 11. That's Jake Boyce. So he gets 2 opportunities. And now the Falcons, in the face of adversity, in just 3 minutes have given up 2 scores, a pass play and a direct snap on a Wildcat play. And this one could be looking not so nice for Central if they're not too careful. They got to execute here. Got to block out the noise, short-term memory, just like in baseball, and you got to go get some points on the board on this drive right here.
I love it. Yeah, short-term memory. It's exactly what Central has to have on this drive here. They got to answer the call in some way, or it's going to get ugly.
So we've got Nick Barahona under center in the I formation. It's going to be a fullback dive, and Graham sniffs that one up right away, led by a nice tackle by the captain, Connor Roberts. He's a junior, listed at 215. That's a big boy on the high school level.
Just to let everyone else know, we're also keeping our eyes on the 2 other state championship games that are occurring here in Virginia. The Class 4 championship between Kettle Run and Dinwiddie, And, of course, the Class 6 championship down in Norfolk between Freedom Woodbridge and James Madison.
2nd and 8 here, ball on the 29. 14-0 is your score if you're just now joining us, thanks to a 70-yard touchdown and then a touchdown pass and a 10-yard direct snap for Graham. And we're going to have a timeout here called right away by head coach Mike Yo. And we'll keep it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you can hear the energy in this building. This is the nightcap, the cap that's going to send us all the way home, because the last games, I should say in plural tense, are going on right now as we speak in the state of Virginia. And it'll be the last games, as we mentioned before, until spring ball next year, 2023. And, you know, something that we didn't really talk about in the last championship, a lot of these schools and these big athletes for these small schools, they could be getting NIL deals that we are not aware of because of how open and how much that has evolved over the last couple of months. We know there's students from the state of Virginia that have deals for Holy Cross. Jared Coker went to Potomac Falls. He's got a shirt deal that you can buy a shirt from a website and the proceeds go to him. It's just beautiful what the NIL is launched, and
it's a bit of a Wild West situation with NIL deals.
Correct.
But I would also make sure to caution folks that, of course, it's going to feel like that at start. The rules are going to hopefully get a little more aggressive as time goes on.
Barahona back in the shotgun. It's a screen pass. He finds his brother.
Got a lot of room.
Or excuse me, that's Jake Boyce, and that's a huge play from Barahona to Boyce on the screen pass. It was 2nd and 8, ball on the 29, and that one was a huge gain. So, like we talked about, Braden, that is a huge play that they needed, and that hushes up the Graham crowd.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better play call right there. I mean, Graham sent heat. Of course, what are you going to do when they send heat? Send a screen. Beautiful. You're going to completely send them to the QB. Almost half of the players on the defense, you're going to send them. Then what are you going to have? Green grass, baby. And what did he do? Ran for a beautiful game.
A good solid, had to have been 30-plus yards on that carry.
We'll call it a 30-yard gain. 1st and 10, ball on the 44. Barahona under center, and it's a handoff to his brother, Elijah Barahona. So the Barahona brothers, they're not giving up here early. As I mentioned before, Nick hands it off to his brother Elijah. Nick being a sophomore, it says here, and his brother Elijah, the running back, is a senior. So the quarterback being a sophomore, the running back being a senior, both being brothers. They will remember this night for the rest of their life, no matter the result. But they will tell their kids about this one for sure.
100%. State championship, Virginia high school football, man. Can't name a better atmosphere.
2nd and 6 now, ball on the 40-yard line, and they get stuck in the backfield, led by the big fella right there for Graham. That's number 99, McKeelan Williams. He's listed at 330 pounds. My goodness.
Once again, man, you just love to see the aggressive gameplay by Graham and just continuing to send the blitzes, just continuing to send the heat. We're going to blitz all night. Remember the Titans. Come on now.
You blitz all night. I can't do Will Patton to save my life.
So 3rd and 7 here, ball on the 41. Graham leads 14-0. 6 minutes and counting here in the Class 2A state championship opening quarter, and they got him to jump.
They got him to jump, man. That aggressiveness that you've been talking about, that's a double-edged sword all day long.
Can make or break you.
Now, it's not going to be enough to give him a first down, but I think you feel better with your chances of a 3rd and 2 than a 3rd and 7.
In a state championship game, any given yard they will take, especially if they didn't have to work for it. Just like right there, the discipline by the Falcons in their first ever state championship. You got to love to see it. And, man, this Graham team really bringing the pressure like you guys both said. Just under the 6-minute mark here. 3rd and 2, ball on the 36. Graham up 14-0. Central down 2 touchdowns early. And a handoff is going to be stopped, and he's driven all the way back there. Look at the way
he's still up.
Oh,
but they blew him dead. I think maybe he did get taken down.
That was a great wherewithal tackle by Sean Hughes, the 5'11 junior, listed at 220. He smelled that one like a steak at Outback Steakhouse, ready coming to the table, man. He was in the backfield quicker than a hiccup.
Tell you what, man, both these teams are showing they do not miss days in the weight room. I mean, just the strength and the tackling and just these running backs for Central running hard, man, giving it all they can.
So 4th and 4, the first fourth down conversion for either team. Barahona under center, 2 receivers, one to the left, one to the right. In the I formation, Barahona steps back, 3-step drop on the screen. He dishes it to Boyce, or excuse me, his brother Elijah. And his brother gets the first down and more. So the Barahona brothers for this Falcon team get another first down, and they get a fresh set of downs and a fresh breath of air here as they're driving the ball after giving up 2 touchdowns in less than 3 minutes.
I mean, just a very, very well executed screen pass right there. He just flares out just enough to be in open field. Just drops it right into his lap, and he's got enough room just to scoot for the 10 yards there.
You got to give your brother some props on that one. I mean, he's like, hey, give me the ball. Barahona under center here. 1st and 10, ball on the 30. 14-0 is your score. And handoff again to Barahona. Great tackle there by number 17. That's Ubernell Isabel. And it says right here the sophomore is listed at 6 foot 200 pounds. So that is also...
That's got to be like tackling a piece of steel there.
My goodness. It'll be 2nd and 8, ball on the 28-yard line. Graham still leads by 2 scores, 14-0. Thanks to a huge part to the senior, Braden Watkins. He got an interception after catching a 70-yard touchdown pass from Braden Meadows. Barahona back under center. 2nd and 8, ball on the 28. 4 minutes and counting here in the first quarter. It's going to be an end-around fake and another screen pass to his brother, Elijah. I love how the brothers are getting very, very intricated here early.
That is going to be dependent on where the mark is, but yes, they are going to rule that's a first down there for the Falcons.
And I like these creative play calls early in the game. And you get the double fake there and dump it out. I love it. I love it. Got to bring these plays out for the state championship. There's no other time to. Might as well.
Can't hold anything back. Last game of the year as Elijah Barahona will take a quick break. He's gotten 3 first downs on this drive alone for this Falcon team. Coming into the contest now will be number 8. His brother Nick Barahona back under center.
If you're Central, you know you've got to get points in this drive here. Absolutely need it.
Tyler Forbes, the backup, he comes in and gets that one. Forbes breaks a tackle, and he gets about 5, maybe 6. Let's see how much they call it here on first down. They're driving.
They'll down him down at the 15-yard line. But, yeah, I made the All-Stott comparison in the previous broadcast, but, yeah, look at what number he's wearing.
40 Forbes, the captain, 5'9", 215. That's a stocky young student athlete right there. Only a junior. Forbes, he's staying into the contest. Back in the I formation. 2nd and 5, ball on the 15, 14-0. Graham leads, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. And he's going to go all the way, touchdown Falcons! As Tyler Forbes, the 5'9", 215-pound junior, powers through and gets 6 on the board for the Falcons. It's now 14-6.
Exactly what the Falcons needed after giving up those first early touchdowns. They got what they needed, and now, hoping that they can keep that going here as they'll get the next turn back on defense.
I tell you what, a comparison we need to make here. Peyton Hillis. Forbes looking like a little bit of Peyton Hillis there, rumbling and bumbling there and just running over guys. I mean, holy cow.
Right through.
I like both of those comparisons. Boys, after the field goal, it's a 14-7 game, so don't go anywhere just yet. We'll step aside for a quick break and go somewhere just for a couple seconds live on the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
Welcome back, everyone. You're tuning into the kickoff here after a touchdown by the Falcons. We're going to have another penalty on the kickoff there by the Falcons, who just went 80 yards and scored after giving up 2 touchdowns in less than 3 minutes. They're back into this ball game, and Braden, you called it earlier. You said that they just really needed to stay poised, have this short-term memory, and look at that. It's a one-score game just like that.
Man, it's just a great job of answering the call here. You got to know. You got to think in your head. If we don't score here, we could potentially be in a 3-score game. You don't want that. You don't want that. You got to overcome what you've already given up. Forget about that short-term memory you talked about and score. They got points, man. Tyler Forbes led the way.
Looks like they're going to run this one back here on this kickoff after that first one went out of bounds.
And I talked about it with the broadcast crew before the contest. This Graham team only gives up 14 points, an average of 14 points all season long. In their 15th contest this year, they've already given up 7. And that one is a nice kick there by Luciano Retrosi. And it's all the way back to the 10-yard line. And it's returned nicely by number 5. Guess who? That's Tydrez Clements, who just scored a touchdown the last offensive possession that the G-Men had the ball. So they'll take over right here with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go. It's 14-7, ball on the 30. Now, what do the G-Men need to do after giving up some momentum on that last possession?
I mean, right now, I think that your offense is still playing so well. You don't need to do much different here. I think just, again, like you said about Central, short memory. Hey, the defense couldn't make it happen. Now it's your turn.
Braden Meadows and Tydrez Clements in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left. It's a keeper. Meadows, he's got some wheels. Look at him go. Cut the corner. He's still up.
Almost cartwheeling there to get a first down.
Braden Meadows calls his own number on the RPO, pulls the ball away from Clements, and it's going to be 2nd and short, but what a play there by the quarterback.
Yeah, especially after giving up a touchdown, man. You want to start this drive with a head of steam. Sure enough, great run by the quarterback, showing he's got that mobility to him. He's got that in the bag of tricks.
2nd and 1 here. 14-7 is your score. Graham leads early. And Meadows and Clements back in the shotgun. This time they'll hand it off to Clements. Clements, he'll get the first down and more as he spins right at the 50-yard line. That's moving the chains for this Graham team. So you open up the 3rd possession for the G-Men, and they've got 2 first downs to start. That's as best as you could start without scoring a touchdown. 2:20 left in quarter number 1. Ball on the 50-yard line. 2 receivers split to the left, 2 receivers to the right. And it's Clements and Meadows in the backfield. Clements gets another handoff, but he's met right away. Stopped by a gang of Falcons there, led by number 18. That's Nathan Lopez. He's listed as a 6'2", 215-pound junior. That's a big boy to tackle you on that one.
I mean, just taking a look at that right there, it just looks as though that, again, the Falcons have the wherewithal to make stops. I mean, we saw that in the first drive before the big touchdown. I mean, the defense certainly is pretty good.
It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball on the 48, a minute and 40 seconds to go in this electric first quarter of the Class 2A state championship. Another RPO read. Clements gets sacked in the backfield.
What did I just say?
Exactly what my man just said. And guess who's back on the tackle? Number 18, Nathan Lopez. Here's his number called back-to-back plays, the junior. He's up in the backfield. He'll let you smell his cologne on that one.
Central's doing a great job right now, just doing the right things, doing the small things, reading their keys, okay? Not getting a little bit too emotional. You know, they're thinking, hey, we have a chance to make a 3 and out right here, but we still need to. We can't be individuals. We have to do our jobs. Have to do our jobs.
And as a great coach once said, ball games are won on 3rd downs. It's 3rd and 9 right here, just under a minute in the first quarter. In the backfield, Meadows, he gets a nice pass. It's caught to his own fumble, and scooped up right away. Let's see if they still give him the first down, or if they call it dead. Braden Watkins caught the ball and was taken down, and it does.
They'll be short.
Look like it'll be 4th down and short. 4th and 1, and Meadows to Watkins. Works again, but they are short. You can see Watkins wants that one back. He's saying, that's my bad, boys, my bad. So just under 30 seconds here.
Very fortunate on the bounce that was in a place where he could just scoop it right back up.
Right.
Let's see if they try to run a play here. 15 seconds and counting in the first quarter. 14-7, Graham leads. It's 4th and 1, ladies and gentlemen, and it is rocking here as both student sections and friends and family on their feet. And Meadows calls his own number. He's going to get it.
Second effort.
He's still going. And we're going to end the first quarter off an electric play there by the quarterback Meadows. He gets a first down. 14-7, Graham, the G-men, looking to go 15-0. They won the first quarter. They got 3 more quarters to go. They lead 14-7. And we'll take a quick break here live on the NFHS Network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Willis White Field. We're at Salem Stadium for the Class 2A state championship between the G-men of Graham High School and the Falcons of Central Woodstock. After the first quarter, we've seen 3 touchdowns, and now it's 1st and 10, ball on the 37. In the Wildcat, once again, a sweep on the outside. We get a flag, but that one's right to the hands of Chris Edwards. Let's see what the call is after the maybe illegal formation.
Certainly not what you would want to have, just coming right out of the out of the break there.
Right you are. If you're just now joining us, it's holding Marquez Davila, Braden Overstreet, Tim Blank, and on the camera we got Matt Tiedrick here bringing you all the action live on the NFHS Network. And we've got ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen 3 touchdowns already, an interception, and a lot of third down conversions. So this one's got the makings to be a really good state championship.
We'll go ahead and give you quick updates on the other games. In the Class 6 championship, it's 14-0 Freedom Woodbridge over Madison. And in the Class 4 championship, it's 14-0 Dinwiddie over Kettle Run.
Thanks for that, Tim. 11:53 here in the second quarter. 1st and 20, ball on the 47. And we've got receivers split out. Twins left and twins right, and Clemens in the backfield with Meadows. As it looks like now the Falcons are going to bring the pressure. They're waiting for the audible on the sidelines. Meadows takes a 3-step drop. He scans the field. He finds an open receiver. It's caught. Great tackle there by number 11, Jake Boyce, but an even better catch by Chris Edwards.
Yeah, that's a nice play call right there. You know, you got to understand, you don't have to get it all in one play. You don't need that. Just dial up a little outside call, a little outside route. Maybe pick it up in 2nd down here, maybe in 3rd down. Either way, nice job.
13 yards on that play right there makes it 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 now after the 10-yard penalty for the holding. 11 minutes to go here before the end of the first half. Graham leads 14-7. And Meadows back in the shotgun, trips to the left, and he's got one receiver to the right. He takes a 2-step drop. He finds the receiver wide open, and that's going to be 6. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3. Right to the hands of Jamel Floyd. And boys, that might be the easiest touchdown we see all evening long.
There was no one around him. There was no one within 5 yards of him, and he just puts that right in the breadbasket, and he just takes care of the rest. Yeah, supremely impressive.
It seemed to be some sort of breakdown in communication. It almost seemed like the corner was thinking there was going to be some sort of safety help because he obviously didn't come out and help. But who knows? Central need to clean that up. They definitely need to get that fixed. But either way, 6 points right there for Graham.
This young man, Braden Meadows, is wheeling and dealing. His 2nd touchdown pass already here in just the first half. And after the extra point, it's 21-7. Graham leads. And like I said, this G-Men team their slogan is, "You don't want to go to war with the G-men," as it looks like it's going to be a war today to see who gets crowned the Class 2A state championship. But it all starts with the captain, Braden Meadows. He has been spectacular thus far. He has been sharing the sugar. We've seen a touchdown now from Tydres Clements on the Wildcat. That was the second touchdown after the 70-yard completion and touchdown from Braden Meadows to Braden Watkins. And now Braden Meadows throws another 25-yard touchdown to Jamel Floyd. So he's having himself a day in a state championship game. You know what they say, big-time players make big-time plays, especially when the lights are on.
100%.
So 21-7 now, Graham leads. 10 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the first half. And now, this Graham offense, they look locked and loaded. But it'll be interesting to see, Tim, as I mentioned in the previous possession, they only give up 14 points all season. And they haven't trailed pretty much in every game this year. So they are right where they're supposed to be on the other end. Woodstock in their first ever state championship game in Class 2A. You see Graham getting ready to kick this one off. That is a nice booming kick there. And it's the first kick, and it's muffed twice.
Oh, he got flat.
Somehow he hangs on to it, but you can see he is very disappointed. That's Nathan Lopez. He bobbled it twice, and now that is almost worse than not calling a fair catch. The ball's at the 12-yard line for the Falcons. The 8-yard line, for the Falcons. So they're really going to have their work cut out for them. Have to go 92 yards. It'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 8. 21-7, Graham leads in the first half of this Class 2A state championship.
It's always the little things. It's the little things, and special teams is one of those things. Again, how many times have we seen deep kicks again these years? We don't seem to see that too much anymore. And, he probably wasn't expecting that, and unfortunately, he just couldn't corral the ball in his hands there. 1st and 10,
ball on the 8. Under center is Barahona in the backfield. Once again, the big man, number 40, that's Tyler Forbes. And my guy, Braden Overstreet, told me he's got 20-plus tuds on the season. The man is a touchdown scoring machine.
Yeah, man. And if I were them, I would just feed him the rock on this drive. Either that or Barahona's going to have to pull off his best Baker Mayfield impression and have to drive 90 yards down the field. So something's going to happen here for Central, because if not, things could get ugly fast.
Right you are, and that's right on time, as we saw on Monday Night Football. Actually, Sunday and Monday Night Football, two teams down 16-3, somehow scored 2 touchdowns and win 17-16. You love to see it in the game. It's perfect. But in this game, it's 21-7. Graham leads. Just under 10 minutes now until the end of the first half. And it's going to be a timeout now before they got to delay a game, and that's smart from head coach Mike Yo. And we'll take a quick break here on the NFHS Network as well. We'll be right back with the remainder of the second half, or first half in this one.
Live Vape Free is a free program focused on helping parents and other concerned adults talk to young people about the harms of e-cigarette use and vaping. There are videos, live chat, toolkits, and activities to begin the conversation about vaping. Live Vape Free is also for young people who want to quit using e-cigarettes, Juul, or vapes. Virginia is for vape-free teens. Learn more at livevapefreeva.org. Brought to you by the Virginia Department of Health.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're in the second quarter. 21-7 is your score. Graham leads in their chase to perfection, 15-0 and a state title. That may well come to fruition if they're able to hold on here, as Barahona with a play action. He takes a drop and he's got a man wide open, and great defense there by the G-men. Look at the coverage and the wherewithal by number 8, Chris Edwards. That guy's doing it on offense and defense, both sides of the ball. Number 8 for the G-men. He's a ball player.
Wasn't the tightest spiral on that, but at the same time, though, if they're not able to knock that one away, that's probably going for a nice chunk of yards there.
Yeah, I was about to say, you put that ball maybe 2 yards in front of him, that's 6. It's house call.
Because the receiver for Woodstock, he had his man beat. It was just like you said, Tim, not the prettiest spiral, but they live to tell another story. And it's 3rd down and 7 here. Ball on the 11. Falcons in a 2-touchdown deficit. Barahona on the run. He rolls to the right, and he's just going to run this one out of bounds. That is a smart play rather than take a sack or force a pass. So it'll be 4th down, and it'll be a 3-and-out here for Central. They're going to have to send on the punting unit because this Graham team is fiery hot, as we've seen on both sides of the ball. And they're going to need to get the ball well back to midfield. Let's see if their special teams unit can execute a good game plan and force this Graham team into some not so favorable field position.
Certainly what they would want for that here. So we look at them getting up to go here.
Back to punter is the quarterback, Nick Barahona. So that might be something to look out for later on if they run a fake punt or not.
Man does it all.
Oh, he is going to do a fake punt, and they get it. The fake punt is successful. Oh, my goodness. What a play to Nathan Lopez. They get it.
Unreal.
We see a fake punt in a state championship game. You love to see it, Braden. You love it.
What a gutsy call, man. You're backed up. I mean, if you don't get that, if you don't get the first down, you give them they're going to score 6.
I know.
They're going to be up. What a goal.
You know
what?
what? I love it. I love it. Again, I mean, where else but here will you pull that
State
one out?
championship football,
You
man.
gotta go. You gotta go for it.
The Falcons of
Empty
Central Woodstock.
Empty the playbook. This is where you gotta do it.
And that's got to be a nice play. 1st down, and they're going to go back to their big man, and he gets about 8 yards on that. My goodness, this man cannot be stopped.
You knew he was running with authority on that one. He's fired up after they just made that work for him.
I know we've all seen a 30 for 30, but this man is trying to go 40 for 40 over here, trying to get a big chunky yardage. And it's 2nd down and short, but the presence of mind, and guess what? I guarantee you they called that play in the timeout on the 3rd down. They say, we're going to go for it. We're going to fake a punt.
Yep.
And they've been practicing that all season long just for this opportunity. Barahona, 2nd and 3, ball on the 43, 21-7, 8:25 left to go before the halftime. And they easily get it. He's still going. The big fella cannot be stopped. Tyler Forbes. And now they're past midfield, and they were on their own 8-yard line. Now the ball's on the 44-yard line. So nice string of plays there to get the ball all the way to the 44. And the fake punt, we will talk about this one all the way until next year for certain, no matter the result of this game. But great execution there by the quarterback, Barahona. And he throws it perfectly to Nathan Lopez. That's how you catch people sleeping, and they caught him sleeping on that one. 1st and 10, ball on the 44. Handoff once again, and they're going to go back to Forbes.
He's still moving. Oh, no, he was the blockers were going so far down the field. I think everyone just thought he was still moving.
He was stuck in autopilot like when you play Madden and the play's still going on. 2nd and 7 there. It'll be ball on the 41, 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go until the half. And this would be a huge possession if the Falcons can get into the end zone, get 3, get 6, maybe even 7, because they will be receiving the ball to start the 2nd half. Under center, Barahona, 2nd and 7. He hands it back off to Forbes, and Forbes gets a few yards on that one. It's going to be 3rd and short now, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why wouldn't you go back to Forbes once again?
I'll tell you what, man, he is just running with authority. And if I was Central, I'd just give him the rock again. 3rd and short here. I mean, seems like a big weight room guy. You know he's going to get that 1st down. He wants it. It's a state championship game.
Most definitely, as we've seen the other Barahona take a little bit of a break after getting a lot of the carries in the first possession. Now Woodstock goes to their secret weapon, Forbes, under center, 3rd and 2, ball on the 36. Barahona hands it off. Guess who? And he gets the 1st down and more, the big man Forbes. That's going to be a fresh set it down, and the chains will continue to move. It'll be stopped on the referee's watch, but it is a 1st down and a fresh set of downs for the Woodstock Falcons. Way to drive and way to continue to keep that Graham offense off the field. Like I said, they were all the way on the 8-yard line after the botched return by Nathan Lopez. Guess what? He makes up for it and catches a fake punt on 3rd and long. And now the Falcons with the ball on the 31, down 2 scores, are driving. Barahona to Forbes. Once again, Forbes still rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling more.
You just love this.
He gets a huge pickup.
This is old school football right here at its finest. No two ways about it.
Man, his feet just keep moving. I mean, even when he's being brought to the ground, he's still churning, man. You got to love it.
Get him chopping. You know what they say.
Chop, chop, chop.
2nd and 2 of a gain of 8. This young man's got to be averaging 7.5 yards a carry. Something ridiculous like that.
Oh, man, we're going to have to get a look at those stats at halftime.
5 minutes and 40 seconds until halftime. 21-7, Graham leads. 2nd and 2, and it's going right back to Forbes, but they load the box on that one, and they tackle him with not 1, not 2, but 3 defensive tackles. And that's the big man, 99. Goodness gracious, I told you about him earlier. McKeelan Williams, 5'11", 330-pound junior. That boy's got some size.
And I mean, right there, they answered the call. They're like, okay, we got beat a few times. We got our ball ran down our throat. Nah, we're going to shut it down. We're going to shut it down. And that's exactly what 99 did right there.
3rd and 2, ball on the 23, 5 minutes and counting. 21-7 is your score. Graham leads by 2 touchdowns. Can Central respond with a touchdown of their own? Back in the I formation, Barahona under center. 2 receivers split to the left. Let's see if they get him to jump. And they almost do, but look, shot out of a cannon. 40 pumps up the ball, and Graham recovers. You hate to see it. It's recovered by Graham, and someone popped the ball out. Great wherewithal from number 8, Chris Edwards. He gets the fumble recovery, and now, after driving almost 80-something yards, Central coughs it up, and Graham takes possession. That you just hate to see it.
And you see it over there. He's really upset with himself after that play right there. And you just know that he had the first down and everything, and just one good hit just knocks it out. And that's just, you feel for him for that, because he knows that he was, just pacing the team right there on that drive.
1st and 10, ball on the 7 with a 14-point lead. Graham back in the shotgun, hands it off, and that young man can go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Tydrez Clements, once again shot out of a cannon for a huge gain. It'll be 2nd and short, and you just hate to see that if you're the Falcons. Pretty much the air sucked out of a balloon on that one, as the crowd is quiet. The momentum is now gone, and now Graham with a 2-touchdown lead, looking to add some more insurance onto their lead here, and they would have to go 84 yards to do that right before the half.
You wonder if he's maybe he's okay, because he had to go over to the sideline right now.
Back in the pistol for a short gain is Clemens. It'll be 3rd and 1, so if they can hold him right here, they might be able to get the ball right back, but I say hold lightly, because this Graham team is like a Swiss Army knife. They can get you in a number of ways on the offensive side.
Yeah, if you're Central here, you need to give Graham a taste of medicine. You got to send heat here, I would think.
3rd and 1, 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go before the half. 21-7 is your score. Graham leads by 2 touchdowns, and it's a quarterback keeper. Braylon Edwards, does he have enough?
I don't think he does.
Let's see what they call this one, as the keeper by Edwards is going to be a referee timeout, so they'll stop it at 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go. We might see the chain gang come in. We didn't see him on all last game. Let's see what they decide to do. And they're going to give him the first down, so Braden Meadows comes clutch and keeps the chains moving, and that is going to be a big first down and a just momentum killer for the Falcons team, who really just so valiantly drove all the way from the 8-yard line all the way down to the 22-yard line, and Forbes coughs it up on that one. Like I said, short-term memory, but now they got to get a stop on the defensive side. 3 minutes and counting, ball on the 18-yard line. Meadows has all day. Beautiful pass. He makes a perfect dime, and that's a first down for Graham. Great pass and catch there to number 3, Sean Hughes. I said it before, boys. I'll say it again. This guy, Braden Meadows, is sharing the sugar.
I'll tell you what, man. He's got an arm on him. He's shown already he's been able to make quite a few different types of throws here in this ballgame that the most high school quarterbacks can't typically throw. That
is the 4th receiver to have a catch in this state championship game. You love to see it if you are a faithful member of the G-Men, and that's going to be a false start, as a little miscommunication there by the left tackle and the quarterback. But nevertheless, they still just got a 35-yard pass on first down, so it'll be 1st and 15 for the G-men, who are looking to score before the end of the half. Now they've got to just go 61 yards before that comes to fruition, with 2 minutes and 25 seconds and counting. 21-7, here's your score. Graham leads by 2 touchdowns, trying to add some more insurance onto their 2-touchdown lead. Meadows hands it off. Shot out of a cannon. Oh, I spoke too soon. Look at this young man go, as there's a flag thrown right away, but he still didn't get tackled. What a way.
You got multiple flags being thrown on that play there, Marquez.
As we saw, big 40 for the Falcons. Tyler Forbes shot out of a cannon. We thought he had the tackle. He might have grabbed a face mask there. Let's see what the call is.
I don't think he grabbed the face mask because that only happened. Flags came out after they reversed, after Graham reversed field and was over here on the near side.
There's a lot of fouls on the
I
field.
think you got at least a couple of blocks in the back, maybe some holding there. But let's see what the head man from the official. I think they have microphones, so let's hold on here.
And it looks like it's going to go against Graham. We just don't know what the decision is for the penalty. Like you said, there's 3 flags on there. That's just almost as much as
a crackback block on Graham. So that's going to be the call right there. So, you know, I'm guessing that's one of those where the defender was well far away from the play, just wasn't involved and still got, you know, hit. I mean, again, they're going to rule against that at this point. I mean, it's no debate on that.
Right. I mean, sometimes you get in the heat of the moment, you don't necessarily realize that the play's so far away from you. You just want to be that guy that's trying to make the play, and then you just happen to do that and get a flag thrown on you.
And Graham still with a 2-touchdown lead. It'll be 1st and 33 now. They'll take a timeout on the field before the end of the first half. We'll keep it right here on the NFHS network. As I mentioned before, history will be made, ladies and gentlemen. Either the 14-0 Graham G-men will move to 15-0 and win their 4th state title, their first being an undefeated champion, or the Central Woodstock Falcons will finish the season on top and be crowned the Class 2A state champions for the first time in program history. So either one will be a story to remember and a game to remember we've got thus far. And a lot of people know good and well that football is a game of halves. So right now, Graham, in the next 2 minutes, if they can hold on, they will dominate and conquer the first half. But Central has to go into the half thinking, hey, we gave up a couple big plays. We can't let Braden Meadows continue to tear us up like he has been all first half, getting a multitude of receivers thus far the ball. As we've seen, it seems like he only makes big plays, Tim.
So we'll see how this goes right here. Again, I don't know what you have in the playbook for 1st and 33, but let's see what they got.
1st and 33, ball on the 21, 2:10 remaining. It's going to be a screen pass all the way to the left side, and it gets a nice chunk of yards right to Braden Watkins. So Braden once again, and the clock now under 2 minutes, and I think the G-men might try to play it conservatively, but I could be wrong, as they don't look like to be moving in the up-tempo offense that we know and love in the high school and college ranks.
They would probably be content to take this in 21-7. So, yeah, I don't see the same get up and go, but who knows at this point.
So it'll be 2nd and 25, ball on the 29, 21-7 is your score. Graham leads, 90 seconds left on the clock in the first half, and it's going to be handed off. Oh my goodness, what a spin at the line of scrimmage there by Ty Drez Clements.
We got a timeout on the field, I think. Central may have taken their final timeout right there. Yep.
And Central does call. You know, if you don't use them, you lose them. So that's a great call there by head coach Mike Yo. 21-7, 80 seconds left to go in the first half. 3rd and 18. Like you said, Tim, I don't think we will see another bomb there by Braden Meadows. We might just see another handoff to either Clemens or another back that they might bring in to go into the half with a 2-touchdown lead in a state championship. So still have some ground to cover if you're Central. But it's far from over from what we've seen, the flashes and the elusiveness and in the bag of tricks that this Falcons team has thus far that we've seen already.
Right, and if you're Central right here, you're going to need a great stop, and you need a great return to even have a chance at going into this half as 21-7. If you're them, that's what you have to make it essentially right now. That's that objective going into halftime. You may have to make this a 7-point game.
So 3rd and 18, ball on the 36. 80 seconds left to go in the first half. It's 4 out, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. In motion is a receiver for the G-men. And the handoff goes right back to Clements, and it's going to be 4th and long after that one. But they're going to be able to take about the clock all the way down to maybe 48 seconds. So we
maybe
might
even
see
lower than that, yeah.
Might see 1 more or 2 more final plays. But that was a strategic timeout there by Mike Yo for Woodstock. So 4th and 17, ball on the 37. Under 48 seconds now in this one. 2 timeouts still for Graham. Don't think they'll be using those, but now the game clock, 30 seconds now.
Yeah, they're just going to let that run all the way down and then take the timeout.
So great call there by head coach Tony Palmer, who we learned recently before the contest began. He coaches this strong, forward-built, tough G-men team when the lights are on. When the lights are off, he is a police officer in the state of West Virginia, so he serves and protects the 304, and on Saturdays, he's here for Championship Saturday coaching the G-men. You got to love a story like that. You don't hear all the time. Usually if you're a coach, you might be a teacher or might have something to do with the program, but serving and protecting as a police officer that Tony Palmer does, that's just great, shows great leadership there for this G-men team, and I guarantee you they wouldn't want another coach besides head coach Palmer. So 30 seconds to go here in the first half. 21-7, Graham leads by 2 touchdowns. No fake punt on this end, but that is actually a pretty decent punt. Let's see if they're going to let that one bounce, and they will.
Goes out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
We'll keep it right here. 21 seconds to go. Central down 2 scores with 21 seconds to go. Interested to see. They will get the ball back at the conclusion of this first half to start the the second half, the third quarter rather. The Falcons will elected to defer, so they will receive the second half kickoff. Now I'm not sure what their game plan is right here, because we talked about earlier, boys, you could try to take a shot, but what if you throw an interception?
Well, we'll see what they got up their sleeves here.
In the I formation here, ball on the 22. Back in the backfield is the brother, Barahona, and they're going to hand it right to him, and he's going to get tackled from behind, and that might be it. And I think they will let the clock run out. So
yep, the coach is making the move.
For the conclusion of the first half, Graham, the G-men, 1 half in the books. They are 1 half closer to going 15-0 and hoisting the Class 2A state title up 21-7. We'll take a quick break here and be back shortly with some stats, a recap of how we got the score, and the remainder of this Class 2A state championship on the NFHS network.
This presentation of the NFHS network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors, the North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Live Vape Free is a free program focused on helping parents and other concerned adults talk to young people about the harms of e-cigarette use and vaping. There are videos, live chat, toolkits, and activities to begin the conversation about vaping. Live Vape Free is also for young people who want to quit using e-cigarettes, Juul, or vapes. Virginia is for vape-free teens. Learn more at livevapefreeva.org. Brought to you by the Virginia Department of Health.
Hi, I'm Jim White, registered dietitian and exercise physiologist based in Virginia. I am partnering with the Dairy Alliance and the Virginia Dairy Farmers to promote chocolate milk as the official protein beverage of the Virginia High School.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah,
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Live Live Vape Free is a free program focused on helping parents and other concerned adults talk to young people about the harms of e-cigarette use and vaping. There are videos, live chat, toolkits, and activities to begin the conversation about vaping. Live Vape Free is also for young people who want to quit using e-cigarettes, Juul, or vapes. Virginia is for vape-free teens. Learn more at livevapefreeva.org. Brought to you by the Virginia Department of Health.
Hi, I'm Jim White, registered dietitian and exercise physiologist based in Virginia. I am partnering with the Dairy Alliance and the Virginia dairy farmers to promote chocolate milk as the official protein beverage of the Virginia high school.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Hey, conductor! How about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I get her! Not solo!
You see if I did it?
Yeah!
Come on! What's wrong with
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
more quarters, ladies and gentlemen, and we will have a Class 2A state champion in the VHSL ranks. It's either going to be the 14-0 Graham G-Man of Bluefield, Virginia, or the 12-2 Central Woodstock Falcons, who find themselves down 21-7 after we saw a barrage of touchdowns in the first half, boys. 2 touchdowns back-to-back in a matter of 90 seconds we saw were scored from Graham. We've got a little bit of statistics here for you. Braden Meadows, his 2 touchdown passes, 67 and 34 yards. So far, he's got 2 touchdowns, 2 passes, 111 yards on just those 2 plays. That is absolutely sensational. In the backfield, Tydrez Clemens has been doing a great job as well. He's got 40 yards thus far. On the other end, for the Falcons, Barahona through the air has 71 yards. His brother has just 22 yards on the ground. And then the big man, number 40, Forbes, he's got 77 yards already. Oh, my goodness. He's on pace to break 150 yards if he can continue the dominant streak that he has. If, as we said earlier before, we've got Marquez Davila, Tim Blank, Braden Overstreet, and our camera guy, Matt Tiedrick, bringing you all the action live on the NFHS network. We are moments away from the start of the second half here. And, gentlemen, what does Central need to do with this first second half possession to get themselves back into contention for the Class 2A state championship?
Well, bottom line for Graham, for Central, I should say, the bottom line is you got to hold on to the football. Got to hold on to the football. I mean, you are kicking yourself on that last drive before the end of the first half. You were driving. You pulled out the fake punt and got a first down deep in your own territory. And in just one mistake, it undoes the whole thing. You could be down 7 points right now if you finish that drive to its completion, but you're down 2 scores still. I mean, the bottom line is now hold on to the football, and you still have a chance maybe to get back in this game.
Right. If I was Forbes, he just needs to completely forget about that fumble in the first half. He ran the rock well. He had that one mistake. You just need to forget about it and keep running well for the rest of this game. If he can do that, maybe he can break these 3-4 yard runs with a huge touchdown.
Now, on the other side, what would you think about about Central there, Braden?
Well, with Graham, I honestly would think they just need to put the nail in the coffin. Right here, if I were them, I would want a 3 and out. Get a stop, score immediately, put Central's back against the wall. And that's the case. If they do that, I think they'll be crowned state champions by the end of it.
James Bland with a return on that kickoff. So Central starting a little bit better when they had the ball in their last possession. Started on the 8-yard line, and now they're right at the 30. It's 1st and 10. 21-7 is your score. Central down 2 touchdowns thanks to the spectacular play on the offensive side by play caller Braden Meadows and Braden Watkins on both sides of the ball. He's got a touchdown and an interception in a state championship game, and we still have a whole half to go.
Quick little update right here. 28-0 Dinwiddie over Kettle Run. And at halftime, a little bit surprising, 21-6 Freedom over Madison in the Class 6 championship at the half for that one.
Ball, and it's a reverse on the other end. Perfect play. That's Luciano Retrosi, the kicker. Also does end-around sweeps on that one, and he picks up a big chunky yardage for this Falcon team. Great play there. It'll be 2nd and 3, ball on the 37 as very close. Graham was in the backfield. They smelled it. They just didn't taste it on that one and gave up 7 yards on that play by Luciano Retrosi. So back in the I formation, 2 receiver split to the right. It's going to be handed off Barahona to Barahona. It'll be 3rd and 1 if they give him the better of the spot on that one.
It looks like that's what they'll do, 3rd and 1, as you said.
All righty. So 3rd and 1, looks like they're going to bring in the big fella, number 68. That's going to be Travis Helsey, 5'11", 330. He's a senior, ladies and gentlemen. And he's coming in for this play right here. Everyone's got to have a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 play. And in the I formation, there's a multitude of things you could do in that formation.
It's my guess. Forbes is definitely getting the rock here.
And you are a good guesser because guess who? Forbes gets the rock, and 40 gets them a fresh set of downs. That's going to be a first down. For Graham, still leading by 2 scores as they did at the half.
In those short yardage situations, I don't see why you wouldn't do anything different. I mean, the way that Forbes runs the ball, I mean, he's going to at least turn out 2 to 3 yards with just the way that he runs north and south.
In the I formation, ball on the 43, 2 receivers to the right, and Forbes gets it again. He runs over 2 people. Looks like he almost ran over his own man, but my goodness, that guy can run. This young man, ladies and gentlemen, he is not afraid of anything.
Not afraid of anything indeed, just bulldozing people, it looks like.
I mean, like you said, just good old-fashioned football with the ball being run in the trenches. You got to love it. 2nd and 4, ball on the 49-yard line, 9:40 left to go in quarter number 3, and Central still down by 2 scores. Barahona under center once again, hands it off to Forbes, and he's tackled right away by the front line of the Graham G-men, led by number 55. That's Ethan Alvis.
Yeah, and there seemed to be some sort of miscommunication there by Central's offensive line, and there were a couple of guys that were sort of shifting to and from positions, and they weren't quite set up to where they wanted to be.
So 3rd and 3, we've seen this movie before. It was when they had a 3rd and short and handed it off to Forbes, which led into a fumble thanks to the great, fundamentally sound defense of the G-men popping that one out. 8:55 left to go in quarter number 3, 3rd and 3. Central still down 2 scores. Barahona steps back to pass. A beautiful ball is thrown. Oh my goodness!
No.
Is it intercepted? It is! Let's see what they call. It's intercepted, the second interception caught, and this one by Chris Edwards, an absolute Willie Mays-like interception over the shoulder. This young man just may have made the catch of the evening with that interception, the second.
Well, hold on, the officials are still discussing down here on the near side. You got the headman in there, so they're going over this one.
And you can see the G-men giving props to Edwards, number 8, as that one was spectacular.
Now they're going to wipe it away. They're going to wipe it off.
And the boo birds are ringing, and as you can see, the big fella down there saying, "Let's go!" Love to see it if you are the Falcons. And they dodge a bullet right there, Tim. That would have not only been the nicest play we've seen on either side of the ball, but just an absolute gut-wrenching, turn of events if they were able to get that one. Now, some may say that might have been as good as a punt as far the ball was, but nevertheless, a turnover is still a turnover no matter which way you look at it.
No two ways about that. Again, it's exactly what you said. It probably would have been nothing worse than a punt. Now it looks like they're going to call a timeout.
Yeah, this is a big decision right now for Central's head coach because you can either go for it, take a big risk here at midfield, or you can punt the ball away and potentially pin Graham deep.
So a timeout here is taken on the field. 21-7 is your score. We'll keep it right here, and anything can happen on Championship Saturday. I mean, let's just talk about things that happened today that may not relate, but it's still sports terms. We just saw Morocco beat Portugal in the World Cup earlier. That is a David versus Goliath type matchup. And in the college basketball ranks, the number 1 team in all the land, the Houston Cougars, lose to Alabama. That's right, Alabama, not Nick Saban's Alabama, but the Alabama Crimson Tide on the hardwood. You love to see it. And at any given day, it's just another game, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to play until the final whistle blows, so anything can happen.
100%. Championship Saturday, and man, crazy things happen during these state championship games. Looks like they're definitely going to go for it here.
And in a full backfield, Barahona hands it off to the big man, Forbes. He's churning and burning. He's still going. Forbes, big 4-0. Gets another, and he's showing the swag there. Sending the first down signal. A big play there by number 40, Forbes, for the Falcons. They get a fresh set of downs, and they've got the up-tempo now in a loaded backfield. Yes. And they almost caught Graham offsides. They'll go once again right to Forbes, and he's going to get tackled, but he's going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. It'll be 2nd and 7 or 6. We'll wait to see where they spot that one. And they give him just 2. So 2nd and 8. Ball on the 36. Central still down by 2 scores.
And we got whistles on the field. Looks like someone's down.
And we will take a quick break here on the NFHS Network for the injured player. Hopefully he is 100% okay. You hate to see it, but we'll be right back right after this.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2nd and 8 in a full house backfield. Play action. Barahona rolls out. He completes the pass. Wonderfully executed there, right to the hands to guess who? His brother, Elijah Barahona, gets the pass from Nick Barahona. And we got some more Barahona on Barahona action for the Falcons. And that leads to a first down, Central. So with 8 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third quarter, still down by 2 touchdowns. And they are driving. This is deja vu, ladies and gentlemen. They started on the 30 this drive. Last drive they started on the 8 and made it right around to this area before the ball was coughed up by Forbes, who has put them right back where they just were. 1st and 10, ball on a 25, loaded backfield, hand off to Forbes, and he's met right away. Look at that, the whole defensive line has to bring the young man down, led by number 17 of the G-men. That's Ubernell Isabel. Definitely one of the...
And we got another hurt player down on the field.
And he definitely looks like to be in pain, but we'll keep it right here, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be 2nd and 12, ball on the 27, 7:47 left. As we mentioned before, the sun's down, the lights are on. It hasn't got any warmer. It's so important for these young men to stay as active as possible because in the cold, even the smallest little thing could go wrong, and you could be hurt, or aggravate something that you don't want to aggravate.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely want to stay loose there on the sidelines. I mean, it already takes freak accident football to begin with for things to happen. So, I mean, these sort of conditions kind of also make things happen at an exceeded rate. So,
and it's just, you really got to think about it, Tim. The setting and everything. It's the last game of the season. Some of these young men will play football for the final time in an organized setting for the rest of their lives. And you don't know who's here, what someone sacrificed to be here at this very moment. And it all goes into all the sacrifices that the parents, the staff, the students make. You know, like I said before, there's a lot of graduations going on in the area. If you got an older sibling, maybe they can't make it because it's a state championship today. But you really just got to do your best and control what you can control in on the football field and in life, honestly. You just can't really get upset about something that you can't control. And an injury, like you said, Braden, sometimes it's just a freak accident. You never know. You might not even be doing anything and something happens to you. So you really just can't take for granted your health and safety on a day-by-day basis. Luckily, the injured player for the Falcons, the second one this drive, has been able to be helped off by the staff. And we're going to resume play. Ball on the 27-yard line. 21-7 is our score. 7:40 left to go in the third quarter. And it's a fake handoff up the middle. Or a dive up the middle, fake pitch to Forbes. The big fella gets another carry, and as I mentioned before, finished the first half with 77 yards in a state championship game. That's impressive. He's on his way to 100 and will for sure probably break the 100-yard mark on this drive if they get another first down. If he hasn't already.
Exactly. In this 3rd and 8 situation, it makes you wonder, do they continue to go to the run with Forbes, or are they going to possibly run a play action and run the heavy hitter to the end zone?
Well, we've seen Barahona. He can roll out left or right, and he has to be a little bit careful with this great field position. They're going to have to call another timeout, and head coach Mike Yu is heated. He threw his clipboard, he threw his hat, because he has to burn another timeout. And we'll take a quick break with you as well, live on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back with the remainder of quarter number 3.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Willis White Field at Salem Stadium, just outside of Salem, Virginia, for the remainder of this Class 2A state champion. On Championship Saturday, we saw Riverheads get crowned in the 1A state championship. Now we're looking to crown a 2nd state championship and a PA boot by Barahona.
Nope, they blew it dead, I think. False start.
That could have been 6, and that one's going to bite, and you hate to see a penalty right after a timeout. I was just talking about that, Braden. Right there it comes. That's the old broadcaster's jinx. You hate to see it.
We just talked about the mistakes, man. I mean, Coach Central's already frustrated about calling that timeout, but then having to get a penalty right after the timeout, you do not want to see that as a coach.
And, Tim, that play looked like it was busted right there. Barahona easily could have walked in for 6 and once he hit that second level, and now you have to scrap that play. This isn't Riverheads where they're going to run the same exact play, especially down 2 scores on 3rd and 13. That hurts if you're the Falcons, because this is probably the biggest play of the game thus far for this Falcon team.
You need to get a good, solid game right here.
Barahona fakes the handoff. He's got a man open, perfectly passed, and it's just outside the fingertips of number 8. That's number 8 threw that one. That was Barahona, just outside the outstretched gloves of number 6. That's Ben Walters, and now it's going to be 4th and long. You had the good play. It was a corner route to the end zone. Just a little bit too much hot sauce on that pass from Barahona. And it looks like they might send out the punting unit. Or remember, Barahona is their punter and their quarterback as well. So things can get a little tricky, as they say in the song.
We did see that in the first bit, in the first half.
And they're going to stay in the shotgun.
Spread formation.
4 and 13, ball on the 28, 6:31 to go. Barahona feels the pressure. He's going to go. 2 flags are gone. Barahona, he's got some real estate. To the 10, Barahona all the way down to the 5 on his feet. Let's see what the call is.
This one's coming back.
And you can see all of the linemen for the Falcons are like, where was the hold? And my goodness, I don't understand how much head coach Mike Yu has left after burning 2 timeouts and 2 costly penalties, which both could have been scoring at least were first downs. Now it's going to be 4th and a quarter mile, and I just don't know what to say about that one, boys.
Just a bad break right there on the part of the Falcons. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to win. You're not going to win many games, let alone titles, with penalties like that in key moments.
And now they have to bring in the punting unit because it's just way too far. It's inconceivable at this point. 4th and 25 with 6 minutes left to go. I mean, we saw how quick the G-men can score. You got to punt this one off. No fakes or nothing. You just got to do the real deal right here, and that's exactly what it looks like is going to happen.
You got to get all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean, you're better off just kicking it and trying to reset.
And that is a good punt there by Barahona, and it's going to be in play.
Uh-oh.
And this one's going to be bounced outside. Great return there and a stiff arm, but guess who's on the tackle? Number 40, that's Tyler Forbes. After the great return there by Sean Hughes on the G-Men. 21-7 is your score. The G-Men lead and have led since the start of this one and have not looked back. Haven't been able to add any more insurance onto this 2-touchdown lead. But Braden, what do they got to do here to seal the deal and close the book on this?
They just need to have a simple drive, simple plays. Don't go anything away from what they've done, haven't done before. They've put up 21 points doing what they've been doing. Why change anything?
Right you are. Ball on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, 5:55 left in the third quarter. 21-7 is your score. A nice pass on the outside, and that one's going to get a huge gain. The pass was to number 8, Chris Edwards, from the hands of Braden Meadows, who's been absolutely wheeling and dealing. I said it earlier. This young man's got a cannon.
Be another first down right there for the G-Men.
So it was a first down. Edwards on the post route on the screen, gets the first down. And back in the shotgun in the up-tempo offense is Meadows. 1st and 10, ball on the 30, 21-7. Graham leads with 5 minutes and counting in the third quarter. Back-to-back screens, they fake it again, and he gets the check down. Great move there, and another pass to another receiver. That's Jamel Floyd, who already has a touchdown in this one.
And you love to see a quarterback being able to make his progressions, being able to dump it out to the guy that's open, not making a crazy decision, just doing the small things right.
Meadows, the senior, really looks poised here, and he wants that 15-0 state championship. It ain't a thing without the ring. You hear it all the time, and we might see that if they can hold on. Hand off. Great tackle, but he's still going. Tydrez Clements gets a few yards on that one, and it's going to be 2nd and about 5 after that run, but out of a cannon was Tyler Forbes on that tackle. 2nd and 4, ball on the 48 with 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 21-7, Graham leads by 2 scores. Trips to the left, 1 receiver down to the right, handoff to Clemens once again, and Clemens is going to have the first down. Or maybe not. It looks like depending on where the spot, it might be 3rd and 1, or it's a first down. Let's see where they spot him.
They're going to spot him short.
So it'll be 3rd and 1 after the nice gain. And an up-tempo offense, no huddle for this Graham team. Trips to the left again on the right side is Jamel Floyd. And it's going to be handoff to Clements again. Clements not going to get there.
Depends again on the spot.
And a flag.
Oh, no, late flag.
So either something was said or holding, but if this is on the Falcons, that's just you just can't have that after the drive that they just had with a flag, a penalty-riddled drive on that last one. And they see the flag there. I mean, we've also seen a few flags being picked up on this championship Saturday, so let's see what the call is. And it is holding on the offense.
That is a break right there for Central.
That's huge, no matter which way you look at it.
Because then it goes from a 3rd and 1 to a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. And this is going to have to be a stop right here for Central if they have any plans on winning a state championship. It starts right here with the ball on the 49. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go.
That'll be back at the 42, actually.
42.
41, actually, now that I see it.
We'll call it the 41. 3rd and 11. 21-7 is your score. And the clock is now running. Just under 4 minutes to go. In the shotgun is Meadows. He's got all day to throw. A good pass and catch to an unmarked man, and he's going to get that. And guess who that one is? Yet again, number 8, Chris Edwards. He has been all over the place. And just the presence of mind, like you said earlier, Braden. This Braden Meadows is scanning the field and making the right reads and the right passes. And he's got a lot of time to do it in that pocket. Back again, ball on the 37 now. Clemens dodges a couple defenders until he's tackled. And Clemens gets another pickup. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, This G-Men team, they're already up 2 scores. They started the ball on the 20, and now they're past the 50, and are now almost in Falcon territory. And we're going to have an injury timeout on the field. We've got a player down for a moment for the G-Men. Looks like they're good now, but
he's still going to need to be taken off the field.
Taken off the field, yes, to be looked at. Nevertheless, I said it in the first half, boys. The 7 points that were scored by Central, it was an impressive run on the scoring run, and they really showed that they have spurts and flashes. We just haven't really seen that happen again since then. And as I mentioned before, this Graham team only gives up no more than 14 points on average a game, and look how hard it is. Central still only has 7 points.
Just some of that just on a bad break, of course, on that turnover in the second quarter.
And as I mentioned before, you can only control what you can control, and they were in control of that drive. They just were not making the right calls and decisions. But nevertheless, 2nd and 5, 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the quarter number 3. 21-7 is your score. Graham leads, and another handoff to Clemens. It's going to be 3rd and about 3. Clemens, he's got offers already from UAB and Florida A&M. So that young man will be playing permanently on Saturdays in the near future instead of just championship Saturday. And it's going to be another handoff to Clemens, and he's going to have more. Clemens gets the first down and more, but there's a flag on the play.
This is going to come back. This one's coming back, no two ways about it.
And looks like we may have a hold by the G-men.
Yeah, it looked as though that 14 for Central was in pursuit, and he all but got tackled in the backfield by the Graham offensive lineman.
So we've seen both of these teams now with detrimental penalties. Now we've also seen the G-men have a 3rd and 13 and get it, and now this one's going to be 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 12.
That's going to be a little bit further back.
And, I mean, with them having such a great passing game, and we just saw 3 runs in a row by Clemens, I mean, they can really hit you either way. It's, dealer's choice at this point. So let's see what they decide to go. Trips to the right with a Braden Watkins to the left. In the backfield is Clemens. 3rd and 12, ball on the 39. 21-7 is your score. Graham still leads by 2 touchdowns. We got a stop and go and a sack. Perfectly executed on 3rd and long, and they needed that. Number 54, the captain, Gage Lewis, with a huge sack. And that could be a momentum shifter, boys, as now the punting unit comes on. It is 2 minutes left to go and counting in the 3rd quarter, but we've got to see a rebuttal by that offense of the Falcons if they want to continue to keep it close in this Class 2A state championship.
They got the stand exactly where they needed it. I mean, there are no two ways about it. You would have liked to have had it earlier in the drive, but getting it where it counts and throwing it back for an additional loss to really throw them out of 2-down territory.
And not the best-looking punt, but it's going to go down to about the 11-yard line. Well, they'll mark it down.
17.
Or the 17-yard line, excuse me. And now, we've seen it once, we've seen it twice. This Falcon team has started well in their own territory and have been able to drive, but they just haven't been able to get over that wall and get back into the end zone after that touchdown we saw earlier.
Right, the key word for this drive for them has to be finish. They have to finish this drive right here. Whether it's going to be Rogers or Ford, make it into the end zone or whatever it has to be, they have to put points on the board.
1:38 left to go in quarter number 3. Central with the possession, down 2 scores, ball on the 17. It's going to be a bootleg. Barahona steps up in the pocket, and he's met right away by number 17. That's Bruno Isabel. Once again, we've been calling that young man's name a lot tonight.
Looked like that might have been a miscommunication on the snap. Looked like maybe he was expecting to hand the ball off to someone there, and it just wasn't around.
So they do decide to huddle up on this one. We have not yet seen an up-tempo look from this Falcons team, and time is not of the essence. Less than a minute now to go in the third quarter. They still got 7, while G-Men have 21 on the board. Full house backfield. Pitched Barahona to Barahona. And Elijah Barahona able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more on that one, but it's going to be third down with less than 40 seconds to go.
Got one more play here for the end of the third quarter. You got to get a first down here. No two ways about it.
Got to get a first down here, and you love to see it. "20 seconds remaining in this one. Graham still leads 21-7. Third and 10, ball on the 17. Under center is Barahona. Play action. He rolls to the right. He did this earlier. He's going to get a big chunk. He lowers his shoulder. You love the intensity of that one.
Still about 4 yards short of a first
Still
down.
about 4 yards short. So that's going to do it for quarter number 3. 4s are going to go up for the G-Men, and you see that as Graham, 12 minutes away from doing the unthinkable, going 15-0 and capitalizing that with a cherry on top, that being the Class 2A state championship. We'll be right back in a moment, right after this.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I can heard that solo.
You say I did?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The start of the fourth quarter here. 4th and 4 for the Falcons. It's all or nothing right here, and they're going to give it to their big man. He's going to get tripped up and not be able to make it. They gave it to Forbes, but he fell just short, and you hate to see it.
Indeed, he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
So turnover on downs, the G-Men up 12 and are 11 minutes and 53 seconds away from an undefeated season. And they're going to cap that off with a state championship if they can hold on for this 11 minutes and 53 seconds. As I said last year, they were here at Salem in the state championship game, but they lost to King William 48-21. Senior Braden Watkins, he said, simply that one hurt, and he's been making his hurt and turning it into energy in this one as he's got a touchdown and an interception. Ball on the 26. Edwards in motion, and
Whistles.
We're gonna have
seems to be a false start.
A false start. This G-Men team has 11 seniors on it. That's a small number for a big football team and program like the G-Men have, but they all remember that shellacking that they took last year in the state championship game. And as you mentioned, they probably had that score in the locker room, in the hallways of school, on the agendas, for crying out loud, probably. And it's really paying off right here. That 48-21 loss is in the rear view, and just like that, after the 5 yards were burned, Tydrez Clemens gets it right back for the G-Men, who are in the driver's seat. They don't need to force anything, Braden, but just continue to do what they've been doing all night long, and they'll be hoisting that 2A state title in just about 11 minutes.
Exactly. Just need to slow it down. Need to do the small things right, turn this clock down, and call it a day.
And great pressure there, led by number 18, That's Nathan Lopez. He's been all over the field, both sides of the football. He's the one that caught the fake punt, but on the other end, bobbled a punt.
Big third down, big third down.
Big third down right here. Let's see what head coach Tony Palmer has up his sleeve for a 3rd down and 7 in Falcon territory. Up 2 scores, ball on the 23, 3 receivers split to the right, and it's going to be a timeout.
Graham's going to go ahead and take their first timeout.
By head coach Tony Palmer. It's a big one right here because, like I mentioned before, you're already up 2 scores. If you get a first down, then you're already playing with house money. But if you get a first down right here, Tim, I mean, you're really, really in a good position because you're going to have another 4 downs. You're going to have about 2 minutes come off the clock, and you're going to be in the red zone. So you really have a lot to you be able to do if you want to stall or you want to continue to step on the gas pedal. And you'll have, like I said, dealer's choice here in a few moments. But
quick score update, 45-20 Dinwiddie over Kettle Run with 4:03 left to go in the 3rd quarter in the Class 4 championship. We'll get an update on Class 6 here momentarily.
Head coach Tony Palmer became the head coach of this ball club back in 2015. It's been 7 years that he's been at the helm. He's gone to back-to-back state championships. He's looking to do something that's never been done in program history, an undefeated season with a Class 2A state championship, and we're going to have another flag, boys. A false start again, so it'll be 3rd and 12. Still signs of life for the Falcons if they can have a big defensive stop on this one.
They need it, man. They need it. They need to put points on the board, even if I'm close.
And we do have an update out of Norfolk. It is 35-14 Freedom over James Madison late in the 3rd quarter. Jeffrey Overton with 3 rushing touchdowns on the game for the Freedom Woodbridge Eagles. 3rd and 12 coming up.
3rd and 12, ball on the 28. Meadows in the backfield. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that? Look at that sack right there. And the ball's on the ground, shot out of a cannon. Nathan Lopez absolutely demolishes the right tackle and goes straight headhunting for Meadows. Holy smokes, that was shades of Micah Parsons.
Man, I couldn't have said it better myself, man. What a play. That's exactly what they needed right there. They need to pin them deep right here so they can punt it. What a great job.
That was almost disastrous there for Graham. The ball popping out like that, but thankfully just bounces close enough where someone can still scoop it up.
I mean, Lopez just straight bull rushes that tackle right there to make that sack.
That's where it all started. No 2 ways about that.
So it's going to be 4th and a quarter mile now. After that one, still a pulse. Oh, my. This one's going to be right at the 5, maybe the 4. Let's see where they spot it. The 4, 7-21 is the deficit for the Falcons. They're down 2 scores and have yet to score since that 1st quarter. Now they're 9 minutes and 49 seconds away from the clock striking midnight on this Cinderella story run that they've had. As we mentioned before, Braden, we talked about how these teams sacrificed a lot from the study hall sessions all the way back to spring ball, to the weightlifting in June, to the early morning practices, 2-a-days. That's all on the line right here, right now, for the Class 2A state championship.
Absolutely. I mean, blood, sweat, and tears. It's exactly what it is. These guys, this game, it's not easy. It's a tough game. They play by tough people in tough conditions, man. At the end of the day, not everyone can play this beautiful game, but at the end of the day, if you can, it's something special when you put a team together like this for both squads.
And we might have another full start. It looks like that's what it's going to be, and that's just on a laundry list of problems that have been for this Falcon team in the second half. They just really have been shooting themselves in the foot with penalties.
Be half the distance to the goal right there.
That is just, you hate to see it. Hate to see it. So it'll be half the distance to the goal. 1st and 13, ball on the 2. A safety here would pretty much put the nail in the coffin for the state championship aspirations for the Falcons program.
And Graham is making it known that if you're going to put points on me, guess what? You're going to have to drive the ball all the way down the field.
All the way. As I mentioned before, they gave up that one touchdown, but they don't give up anything else than that. Holding their opponents less than 14 points a game. So ball on the 2, 1st and 13. They got the big fella in there, and that's exactly who they'll go to get out of their own trenches.
And unfortunately, they're not going much, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's it.
And that carry, like you said, Tim, doesn't go for much. And it's going to be 2nd down and 11. Ball on the 5 with 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Excuse me, ball on the 4-yard line with 9:20 to go. So 21-7. The score has remained the same since the first quarter. We have been seeing a defensive battle from both sides thus far, but nevertheless, can they capitalize here? Oh, we're going to have a handoff pass and a fake. It's going the other way. What a play call. Oh, my goodness.
That'll be a first down there.
That's a first down and more. Elijah Barahona gets a handoff. Fakes passes. It goes the opposite way. He had to have gone 35-plus yards just to get that first down.
I don't think that was a designed fake counter because it looked like that he was ready to throw. If he hesitates for maybe one more second, he's getting sacked in the end zone. And that's 2 on the board there for the G-men, and that could be it.
So the G-men give up a 3rd down and long, and there is still a pulse for this Central team that are looking to get its first state championship in school history in the football program. They're still down 14 points, ball on the 17, 8:30 to go. Another bootleg out to the left, thrown out of bounds. Out of the outstretched gloves from Elijah Barahona. Nick Barahona, his brother, was looking for him on that one. He just couldn't get anything going.
The unfortunate thing is now their run-first strategy isn't going to work.
Out of the door, yeah.
With down 2 scores with 8:24 remaining, they're going to have to go to the air here. And while the passing game hasn't been fruitful, it's not non-existent here for Central. But they have to start making some better connections.
And Tim, something we talked about earlier, I said before, if you guys remember, the first team to 35 points wins this one. It looks like we only need 21 to win this contest.
That very well may be.
A pitch all the way to the outside. They smell that one, and the ball's on the ground, but he might have been called down.
They called him down.
All righty, ball on the ground, and they know what's coming. The ball's going to Tyler Forbes, and they stop that one. They've got to get a little bit more creative.
They've been ready for Forbes for pretty much all game. No two ways about it.
Yeah, they really. It's 3rd and 10 now. Time is a ticking. We are under 8 minutes here in regulation in the Class 2A state championship, where Graham, the G-men from Bluefield, Virginia, are just under 8 minutes away from going 15-0 and hoisting the Class 2A state championship for head coach Tony Palmer and his staff.
If I was Central, I'd maybe break out that screen again. You know, they had success early on the game with it.
Barahona in the backfield, and they do exactly that. The screen from Barahona to Barahona, but they smelled it, and they saw it coming like a shark smells blood in the water.
It wasn't developed well, unfortunately, there.
No, not at all.
I think that as well. I think Graham fell back into protection there. They were ready for that.
And we have not seen that since the first quarter, boys, so the fact that they pulled that out right here, knowing this is a game of chess, not checkers, and Graham knows exactly how to play that game.
Well, kudos to them, because the 2 times that Central did run that screenplay, their D-line was actually very undisciplined and gave up big yardage from that. That time, they stayed at home, did what they needed to do, and they got that tackle for a loss.
So Barahona will go back to punt with 6:50 remaining in regulation. He's going to have to boot this one away, and it is quite the boot. It's fair caught right at the 51-yard line. So with 6:44 left in regulation, G-men still with a 2-score lead.
Marquez, I got to ask, 51-yard line, are we playing in Canada?
I'm sorry. That's the 47. My apologies.
I just had to. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I just had to.
We are not playing in Canada, but yeah.
I had to use that joke. I'm apologizing for that one.
No worries, no worries.
But no, you're right. 48-yard line right there for the G-men. I mean, right now, if you're Graham, all you got to do get a couple of first downs. This
It's
one is
over.
over.
Yeah.
They've only got one more timeout. They've only got one timeout left.
Yep.
Because they had to burn them there early in the first half.
In the direct snap, Clemens, he's under center. It's a direct snap. He calls his own number. Clemens, he shakes and bakes. He finds the outside. Clemens, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Clemens, 5, goes for 6. Touchdown, G-Man. And that might put the nail in the coffin. The Graham G-Man score. And just like that, it's 27-7. And that's the second time we've seen a direct snap go for 6. Number 5, Tydrez Clements goes all the way for 6. He goes 62 yards on that play and finds pay dirt.
Yeah, just a tremendously well-executed play right there on the part of Graham. I mean, and great blocking up at the front to spring him as well.
It is now 27-7 after the mixed extra point. 6 minutes and 32 seconds separate head coach Tony Palmer and his G-Man from an undefeated season, capped with a cherry on top, that being the Class 2A state title. We'll take our final break here on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back with the remainder of this Class 2A state championship.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
6:32 remains in the Class 2A state championship. The score, 27-7. Graham, the G-Man from Bluefield, Virginia, 6 minutes and 32 seconds away from an undefeated championship season. Some only dream of that, and they are very close from that coming to fruition. And they've just really done everything right. They've done the small things, they've done the little things to a T, and that's how you win and make the big plays, just like we saw right there. The second touchdown from Tydrez Clemens. As I mentioned, the young man called his own number on the direct snap, and he didn't look back until he was across the pylon for 6. That ball is kicked off once again, and down right in front of his own play, Jake Boyce. That's his third kickoff return, and they kick it to him every time. Every time Graham has scored, they've kicked it to Jake Boyce. They must have done their homework or read something, but they have not kicked it down the middle on the right. It's always to Jake Boyce. And now, as we mentioned before, Braden, they really are going to play until the clock hits triple zeros, but this one's all but over because a 3-score game when they have yet to score since the first quarter. My coach used to tell me back in the day, I don't care if you're a star athlete, a superstar, it's hard for you to just turn it on like that. It really is. You can't turn it on and turn it off like you want to. And when a team has this much momentum and advantage, you're really just in a rock and a hard spot.
And he fumbled.
And a fumble on that one by Tyler Forbes. Ladies and gentlemen, the G-Men recover, and the party is almost about to get started. As you can hear, these fans popping the confetti. They know what's at stake. As I mentioned before, this is uncharted waters for this G-Men team, not because they haven't been to the state championship, but they've never gone undefeated and won the state championship. As a matter of fact, as I mentioned before, the team was taken over all the way back in 2015 from head coach Glenn Carlock, who is a legend of the G-Men. But every season that Palmer has coached this team, the G-Men have never won less than 11 games. So that means in a regular season, they're going pretty much perfect. In the postseason, they're getting to the state semis and the state championship under head coach Tony Palmer. And they are 6 minutes and 25 seconds away to something that people only dream of, an undefeated season in a state championship. You're in the history books. Your school will hang a banner. You're going to be in the yearbook. As I mentioned before, you get a ring. everyone here in attendance. Like, history is being made no matter which way you look at it. It just so happens you don't want to be on the wrong side of history as this Falcons team is looking to be in the remainder 6 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, just taking a look at this, I mean, Tyler Forbes, he's got to feel like sick to his stomach with the
back-to-back fumbles,
with the mistakes he's made in this game. I mean, the benefit for him is that he's only a junior, so hopefully he'll be able to take any of the lessons learned in this one, put it to his offseason training, and get ready for next year.
Back in the shotgun is Braden Meadows. Ball on the 28. Meadows calls his own number now. Meadows with a first down just about, and they will give him a first down. And an unsportsmanlike conduct flag is going to be thrown at the end of that play. And now the Falcons really just have to keep it together. You don't want to get chippy this late in the game when the game's already out of reach.
I know that they're frustrated, and I know that it's not the way that they imagine tonight going, but they got to keep their heads besides themselves right now. They got to stay calm.
I believe there was a trip on that call. Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness.
Half the distance to the goal.
And now this G-Men team, from what seemed to be a 21-7 ball game, are 8 yards away from making this one 33 or 34-7. Just an onslaught in the state championship.
Yeah, I mean, they've kept their foot on the gas this whole entire half.
Another keeper by Meadows. Meadows, he's at the 1 yard line. And if I was a betting man, I'd bet that he'd get another carry and call his own number because he has earned it all evening long, dropping dimes left and right like a fumbling banker. You can't be upset with this young man's game all evening. And look at that. Another quarterback keeper. Guess who? Meadows for 6, and he gets a touchdown for the G-Men. Braden Meadows, his 3rd touchdown of the evening. 2 in the air, 1 on the ground, and that young man has earned it. No question about it. The player of the game thus far with 5 minutes remaining. He's done it all, and it's now 33-7. The G-Men have totally taken over control. As you mentioned, Braden, have not taken their foot off the gas pedal and have floored it to Championship City.
Absolutely. And I mean, Meadows, he's absolutely put on a clinic tonight, both through the air and on the ground. And I mean, he's played excellent in all aspects of the game.
34-7, 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. I lied earlier. We'll take one more break. This will be the last break we'll take before the Class 2A champions are crowned right here on the NFHS Network.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
I get her, not solo.
You see if I get it?
Yeah.
History is being made. 5 minutes and 42 seconds. And the G-Men, all the way from Bluefield, Virginia, will be crowned the Class 2A state champions after going an unprecedented 15-0 once this one's all said and done. And it is a party here at Salem Stadium at Willis White Field, and you can hear the G-Men faithful letting them have it. The first time they decide to kick to someone else, but the same result as now Central and Graham, something we haven't talked about in the last game. When do you think we might start seeing some subs since the game is out of reach here in a state championship game? I know as a coach you want to stick to your ones that got you here, but at the same time, I talked about earlier, the sacrifices that some of the family members, the staff, friends may have made just to be in attendance today to watch this. It's very important.
No two ways. I think you're going to start seeing a lot of the younger players and reserves, maybe some seniors that don't see the field normally. You're going to start seeing them make their way out to the field now.
Well, for the Falcons, Barahona still behind in the quarterback position under center, but they do have another running back First carry of the evening for number 21, Naziah Merritt. He's a senior, and as you mentioned, we have not called his name all night long. That is his first carry in a state championship. He has just logged a rush in a VHSL state championship contest. Again, something he'll never forget for the rest of his life, and we're glad to bring it to you live on the NFHS Network. Hopefully his family is either here in attendance or listening live on the NFHS Network. We've had such a great call today with you in both of our state championship games. We saw Riverheads capture its 7th straight state championship in the 1A, and now less than 5 minutes away from the G-Men making history, going 15-0, and head coach Tony Palmer getting the 4th state championship in program history. This one with a goose egg in the loss column, something that, like I said, is just so difficult to do. No matter what sport you play, whether it's field hockey, whether it's lacrosse, football, baseball, it's so difficult to finish the season with a blemish in the loss column, with no blemishes in the loss column, I should say, and hoist the championship trophy up. I mean, it's just something that you only can dream of. Another handoff right back to Naziah Merritt. And it's going to be 4th down with less than 4 minutes to go in the state championship. So,
one last quick update coming out of Lynchburg. 65-20 Dinwiddie over Kettle Run in the Class 4 championship.
Sheesh. And we're going to have a timeout taken, and that's going to be the final one by Central. So you got to use them or lose them. I tip my cap to head coach Mike Yo, for this Falcons team. They've really just, as we mentioned in the last game, we've seen a valiant effort from Central. They just ran into the wrong team today, and that team had a destiny. And that destiny was to fulfill a 15-0 undefeated perfect season and crown that off with a little cherry on top, that being the Class 2A state title from the VHSL ranks. And that is very, very close to coming to fruition. Just 3 minutes and 53 seconds separate them between that undefeated season and the state title. Keep it right here on the NFHS Network. We will bring to you the trophy presentation for the state runner-up and the state champions, concluding the regulation in this contest.
4th and 2 coming up right here for the Falcons.
4th and 2 for the Falcons. Barahona under center once again. They're going to give it back to Merritt, and Merritt, he might have it. It depends where they're going to spot it. He might be right at the line. If he gets a first down, they might just run it and until the game is over just to have possession. But they do get that first down, and they're going to use every single second on that clock to not allow another score from Graham, which is what I would do if I was the head coach. You can't give up another score after giving up 34. And just so you guys know this, like I said, this is their first ever state championship appearance. I mean, it's hard to get here, but they're not here by mistake.
Not at all.
It's hard to get to this spot. And they are going to remember this, like I said, for the rest of the year until bring this into 2023 and use this as fuel. Hey, we made it to the state championship game. We just ran into the better team that day, that being the Graham G-Men from Bluefield, Virginia. I mean, the team going 15-0, you really can't say anything negative about this team. They had a couple penalties here and there, but they stuck within the script. And Tim, what did I say earlier? The team that gets to 35 first, if they make the extra point, they get to 35 and win the contest.
No,
it's like I'm a psychic or something. Under center, Barahona with the fullback dive. That one's going to go back to 40. You know who that is. That's Tyler Forbes. He gets another carry.
That's a good run by Forbes there. Gets all the way down, maybe about a yard shy of the first down.
And he was a fullback on that play. He definitely is built like one, but hey, we've seen him. That young man has nothing to hang his head about. Yes, he had 2 fumbles in the contest, but they don't even come close to what they've been doing without him on that football field, producing the big runs and the energy that he's been able to produce today for this Falcon team. Back again to Merritt. Merritt is going to keep it in bounds, and he does. So with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this one, 4th and 1 is going to be the call. They are not going to punt it this late in the game, so they're going to go for it. And pretty much we might see a replay of what we just saw, hand off to Forbes or to Merritt, because they're not going to pass it to run the clock. They want to get
as much experience as they possibly can.
Exactly. You stole the words right out of my mouth, Tim, and they're taking their time, get into the line. We are now under 2 minutes in this one, and it's going to get handed off to Merritt, and they sniff it out like a dog sniffs food for breakfast. What a tackle there, and a bow right in front of the fans from number 17, Brunel Isabel, and now we're going to see either 3 knees or 3 runs to get them out of this one until the clock hits triple zeros after that turnover on downs. But you can't go without saying a valiant effort for their first state championship berth in school history. I mean, they really, like I said, they've thrown a couple punches of their own. They just got out-punched in this one.
Yeah, no two ways about it. I mean, Central certainly worthy of making it here. It just ended up losing control of the game a little bit there. And again, you know, game turns on a couple of plays right there. I mean, one bit here, one bit there, and you could be talking about a completely different game here this evening.
Victory formation right here. Our guy Braden said it best. The team with the fewest mistakes usually is crowned the victor, and man, we saw a lot of flags for the Falcons in this second half, something they just really couldn't overcome. And every time they got some drive, either a turnover or a flag got in the way of them getting over that wall and using that magic word finish, and they just were not able to put the lid on the cap on those, on the jar of opportunities that they had today. And that somehow that's how the ball rolls sometimes. And with just about 65 seconds to go, we might see one more knee, 2 more knees.
Well, it would be only one more knee.
One more knee, and then history will be made in just a matter of time. We are under a minute.
Just what a performance here, I think, by both teams today.
What a performance. Right you are, Tim.
A great game to be sure. And again, this is how you want to end the season, with a couple of the best teams out there making what they need to do.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it right there. With 30 seconds left on the clock, the teams prematurely celebrating as they should. Your 2022 Class 2A state champions, the Graham G-Men from Bluefield, Virginia. They make history and go 15-0 and win the Class 2A state championship. And there you go and see it. Head coach Tony Palmer gets his Gatorade bath, as he should. Guys, what are your initial thoughts after this state championship?
I mean, it's just an exclamation point towards the end of this Graham team, man. I mean, every team talks about in the state of Virginia, every program talks about, I want to go to the state championship. We want to get there. It is very difficult to get to this point. So kudos to Central for even making it here. But by golly, to not only make it here to win it, but to come into this game undefeated and then win it, man, that's something special. I was fortunate enough to be a part of a team with Salem in 2015. We went undefeated. We ended up beating Lake Taylor in that state championship game, and it's something special. So you know these Graham guys, they're going to remember this for the rest of their lives. Central, once again, they're going to take this into next year. They're going to take it. They're going to take it to weight room, and they're going to come back here. Number 40, Forbes, he's a stud. I could definitely see him being back in this game along with his Central squad.
I mean, just a tremendous effort, I think, on both sides. Again, as I said, with Central, I mean, the score itself does not reflect how competitive this game was. I think again, Central just let it get away from them there at the end. You're talking about a play here, play there. This could be a very different game. But, yeah, Central Woodstock definitely does not have anything to hang their head about. They played as well. They played the game that they could have. Just a little too just not clean enough here, unfortunately, to beat Graham. And the G-Men are going to take that trophy with them back home to Bluefield.
And we're going to step aside here for the trophy presentation here, live from Willis White Field at Salem Stadium, just outside of Salem, Virginia. As I mentioned before, everyone here in attendance on the broadcast crew had a part in making history right here. And as I mentioned, history is still being made for this Falcon team, clinching their first championship berth. As I mentioned before, they will get a trophy. They will get a banner in their gym. They will be in the yearbook. They will be in the history books for making this state championship. But just coming up short from all the glory, and that being crowned the victors of the Class 2 state title game. We'll step aside right here for the trophy presentation.
Central High School Principal Lori Swartzel, and Athletic Director Justin Brockman. And now the players for the Central Falcons. Number 2, Luciano Retrosi. Once again, number 2, Luciano Retrosi. Number 3, Milian Telemikhail. Number 5, James Bland. Number 6, Ben Walters. Number 8, Nick Barahona. Number 11, Jake Boyd. Number 12, Vincent Charity. Number 14, Elijah Barahona. Number 15, Andrew Bolt. Number 16, Chloe Neat. Number 18, Nathan Lopez. Number 20, Jorge Guzman Lucero. Number 21, Isaiah Merritt. Number 22, Branson Zerk. Number 23, Davon Ridgely. Number 24, Brady Hecker. Number 26, Tavion Dodson. Number 32, Kristen Dodson. Number 35, Darian Falk. Number 36, Skylar Stead. Number 38, Clayton Sherman. Number 40, Tyler Ford. Number 43, O'Dane Dodd. Number 44, Hayden Hayfield. Number 45, Rowan Morrison. Number 48, Ryan Mickelwaite. Number 50, Sean Sutton. Number 51, Michael McCabe. Number 52, Trey Reynolds. Number 54, Gage Lewis. Number 55, Sam Dicer. Number 56, Hunter Prophet. Number 57, 57, Mason Fisher. Number 58, Patrick Racy. See you, bud. Number 61, Hayden Wetzel. Number 62, Connor Fulcher. Number 65, Tyler Cook. Number 66, Colton Wren. Number 67, Jeremiah Sylvius. Number 68, Travis Helsley. Number 70, Austin Baker. Number 74, Jacob Gokenauer. Number 75, Ben Mumal. And number 77, Benji Mullen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your assistant coaches for the Central Falcons, Rowdy Hoover, Hunter Ray Potter, Rich Shockey, Leonard Struther, Christian Ross, Brian Scott, Ashton Baker, and Jamonte Harris. And ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Central Falcons, Mike Yo. Congratulations to Graham High School for an outstanding season. And coaching to the Graham team and his BHSO Executive Director, Dr. Billy Vaughn, and Bert Dodson, owner of Dodson's Pest Control, Graham High School Principal Joanne Young, and Athletic Director Matt Dixon. And now the players for the Graham G-Men. Number 1, Braden Watkins. Number 3, Sean Hughes. Number 4, Gabe Sawyer. Number 5, Tytrez Clements. Number 6, Jamel Floyd. Number 7, Jonathan Shockley. Number 8, Chris Edwards. Number 9, Braden Meadows. Number 10, Dalton Roberts. Number 11, Aiden Wallace. Number 12, Dylan Nash. Number 13, Kristen Haas. Number 14, Cooper Hale. Number 15, Jacob Pruitt. Number 16, Brody Sharp. Number 17, Hugh Brennell Isabel. Number 19, Isaiah Pruitt Saunders. Number 20, Daner Vineyard. Number 21, Miles Rayleigh. Number 22, Corey Hood. Number 23, Daniel Jennings. Number 24, Jared Lawson. Number 25, Malachi Elix. Number 29, Matthew Taylor. Number 31, Gabriel Lilly. Number 33, Jacob Thompson. Number 35, Dalton Robinson. Number 44, Jordan Kegley. Number 50, Carter Lloyd. Number 51, Ben Hendrick. Number 52, Cody Dolan. Number 53, Caden Rotenberry. Number 54, Amari Hill. Number 55, Ethan Albert. Number 56, Connor Roberts. Number 57, Lennon Belcher. Number 60, Cameron Henniger. Number 61, Max Stacy. Number 62, Caden Grossclose. Number 64, Tremonte Hendricks. Number 69, Javon Williamson. Number 71, Teron Wood. Number 74, Adam Hughes. Number 75, Troy Anderson. Number 77, Ethan Horn. Number 80, Blake Kinzer. Number 81, Bryson Dingus. Number 82, Carl Osborne. And number 99, McKeelan Williams.
Well,
and now for your assistant coaches of the G-Men.
as we hear the players just getting crowned, now we hear the coaches getting crowned, and just an unbelievable feeling and just the sweet taste of revenge. Gentlemen, this team was here last year and was not able to climb the mountaintop and reach championship stardom. They fell just short, and it wasn't a close game. They got blown out by 3 scores last year. And as we heard one of the members in the press box, this was a revenge tour this year. And they made a lot of stops. They beat the 1A runner-ups in George Wythe, and they won a lot other games in dominating fashion. And this one was the most important one, them winning 34-7, thanks to the spectacular play and leadership of Braden Meadows, one of the 11 seniors on this team. And head coach Tony Palmer gets his undefeated season and the 4th state championship in program history. This one ain't a thing without the ring, and they get it 15-0. Graham, G-Men 34, Central Falcons 7. Any final thoughts, boys?
Again, just a great game there from Graham. I mean, it was close throughout, but the defense absolutely made the plays where they needed to there near the end. Tremendous season for both teams. Tremendous game by both teams, and the G-Men are the ones on top at the very end of it. Congratulations to them, and as well to Coach Park.
Oh, absolutely. Just an excellent season for both teams. I mean, both teams should 100% be proud. But Graham, they just did the right things in this game, had the less mistakes, just played a fundamentally sound football game throughout every single stage. Offense, defense, special teams, they did what they needed to do. They had a no-flinch attitude. They never got too high. They never got too low. They ended up doing everything they needed to do, just enough to be state champions. And, they never stopped. They kept their foot on the gas throughout the whole game. Kudos to them.
A lot of thanks we've got to give before we head out for the final time for the VHSL fall season. Special thanks to the staff here at Willis White Field for providing concessions for us, rosters, and some of the members of the PO staff also providing stacks and just providing us with warm welcomes. They said, we recognize you. We appreciate you coming back. That means a lot to us, no matter how small the greeting is. A big thanks to our camera guy, Matt. He's really had us locked in today, zoned on all the hero shots, got all the touchdowns. I mean, we saw just about 12 to 13 touchdowns today, and he was on every one of those. Big shout-outs to my color guys for this one, Braden and Tim. Guys, it's been a special season, and what a way to go out right here without crowning and witnessing history for one more time.
I mean, it's always a little bit bittersweet when you get to the tail end of the season, but when you get to see that final shot and them raising the trophy that one last time, it's something special.
Absolutely. It's sad that this basically means that high school football comes to a close, but what a great atmosphere and what a great game this has been.
So, for the final time, for Matt Tiedrick and for Tim Blank, for Braden Overstreet and Marquez Davila, Graham finishes 15-0 and wins the state championship in Class 2A 34-7 over the Central Falcons. We are signing off for the final time until next year on the gridiron. We'll see you till then.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it to Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch.